Good morning everyone. Here we will see about the random signal and noise. These concepts we have seen, we will revise all the concepts which we have seen in our third unit, that is nothing but random signal and noise, and then we will conclude our third unit, and in next session we will move to the new unit, that is nothing but fourth unit, the baseband sphere. So here we can see about the random signal and the noise. So when we are giving the function of time to the random variable, at that time we are saying that as a random process. Then we have seen random process, we can say the random process as a stochastic process. There are different types of the random process. So here when we are supposed to talk about the random signaling, at that time when we are supposed to study and analyze the random signal, one is mainly committed to theory which can be a good projective value, and here we can see the main activity in the field of random signaling as a modeling. So we can say that as a modeling of a random process and the system. So here we can see, you can see the process of modeling. If you see the process, you can observe in the figure 1.1, this diagram has given the process of modeling which we will require for the random signal. So in the upper left box of this scheme, there is an important physical process. So based on our knowledge of the physical process, this we can take as a physical model of it, and this physical model is converted into a mathematical model. So when we are converting that into a mathematical model, at that time both modeling activities are the typical engineering task. In this mathematical model, the physics is no longer formally recognized, but the laws of physics will be included with their mathematical descriptions. So if we are completing the mathematical model, we can say questions are clear, we can forget about the physics for the time being and concentrate on doing the mathematical calculations. So here you can see the diagram for how we are converting that physical system into a mathematical. Now we can see about the random process, that is nothing but stochastic process. So in the probability theory, random variable is a rule that assigns a number to every outcome of an experiment. Such as, for example, if we are rolling a die, how we can calculate its probability? At that time, this random variable x is associated with the sample space. Sample space we can denote by letter capital S, such that according to the well-defined procedure to each event yes in the sample space, a number is assigned to x, and we can denote that as x of s. That is nothing but we are denoting for each sample. So we can say for the random process or the stochastic process. On the other hand, time functions x of t comma s is assigned to every outcome in the sample space. You can observe here the waveform, these already we have seen. So we can say here, within the framework of the experiment, the family of the possible functions can be realized, and we can say that as a stochastic process. So we can denote that by x of t comma s. So when we are supposed to talk about the random process, at that time there is a continuous and a discrete. So if it is continuous, we can say its time will be the continuous stochastic process and discrete time process. And if it is the discrete process, random process, at that time its continuity for the time, that will be the discrete stochastic, and for discrete that will be the discrete random sequence. So here we can say about the random process, that will be for the continuous and for discrete continuous random sequence. These things we have seen. So here we will see about the random process, that is nothing but the stochastic process. So here we can say when we have a random variable which can be characterized by means of few deterministic number, such as we can characterize that by its mean, by its variance. At that time these quantities can be defined using probability density functions, PDF. And when we are mixing two time parameters, at that time we can consider two random variables simultaneously. So here we are supposed to define about the joint distributive probability density functions. So here we can say about first order, second order, the nth dimensional joint PDF probability density function with an arbitrary number. So when we are supposed to see that distributive functions and the probability distributive functions, at that time we can say in order to able to define its stationarity, the probability distribution and its density functions as they are applied to the stochastic process, and x of t have to be defined. So for fixed value of time parameter t1, the cumulative probability distributive functions, or for short distributive functions, we can define as f of x x1 as to t1, that will be equal to p of x of t1, that will be less than equal to x of 1. So we can say from this notation it follows that f of x may be function of the value of t1 that has been chosen. And for to random variable x1 equal to x of t1 and x2 equal to x of t2, we can introduce two-dimensional extension. So you can take as f of x x1 comma x2 that as to t1 comma t2, that you can take as p of x of t1 less than equal to x of n comma x of t2 that will be less than equal to x of 2. So we can say the second order joint distributive functions. In analog way we can define for the nth order joint probability distributive functions. Then we have seen the first order, second order, nth order stationary process. Here we can see about its autocorrelations, cross correlations, autocovariance of the random process. So when we are supposed to talk about the autocorrelation functions, we can see there are different types of the random process. These are nothing but SSS, WSS, ergodic process. So we can say the autocorrelation functions, wide sense stationary process, strictly stationary process, ergodic process. So we can say here the autocorrelation functions of the random process or the stochastic process is defined as the correlations of its mean E of x1 comma x2 of two variables, x1 equal to x of t1, x2 equal to x of t2. So these random variables are achieved by considering all its realization values of the random process at instant of time t1 and t2. So in general it will be the function of these two time instant, and autocorrelation functions is denoted as, you can take Rxx of t1 comma t2 that will be equal to E of x of t1 x of t2. So you can take that as double integration x1 x2 f of x x1 x2 t1 comma t2 dx1 dx2. So here we can say a random process x of t is a wide sense stationary if it satisfies two conditions. These are, its mean will be constant. So you can take E of x of t, that will be x of t bar equal to mu, or it can be a constant. And its autocorrelations only depend on time difference. It will not depend on the time value. So we can take E of x of t into x of t plus tau, that will be equal to Rxx of tau. So that is nothing but its autocorrelations. So we can say the second order stationary process triple S is also wide stationary, but converse is not necessarily true. So we can see here the some properties for the autocorrelations. So if we are saying a process is at least wide stationary, then its autocorrelation function exhibits following properties. These are nothing but, we can say Rxx of tau, that will be less than equal to Rxx of 0. So we can say Rxx of tau will have maximum value for tau equal to 0. We can take Rxx of minus tau equal to Rxx of plus tau. We can say Rxx of tau is the even function. Again we can take its Rxx of 0, that will be equal to E of x square of t. So here we can see the proof of this. So we can say wide stationary will satisfy two conditions. That will be its mean will be constant and its autocorrelations will only depend on the time difference, not on the time value. And we can say a wide stationary x of t, if it is satisfied two conditions, we can say that as a ergodic process. And for that two processes are A of x of t, that will be equal to E of x of t, that will be equal to x of t bar. And you can take A of x of t plus tau, that will be equal to E of x of t plus tau, that will be equal to Rxx of tau. So we can say that as a ergodic process. So we can say here ergodic process has time averages A x of t and A x of t plus tau, that are nothing but non-random. So because these time averages equal the ensemble averages x of t bar and Rxx of tau. So we can say in the same several ways we can say we will have different types of stationary process can be defined. Now we want to see about the cross correlation functions. So if we are saying two random processes x of t and y of t, at that time we can say if these are correlated, so you can take its Rxy, it means what? Cross correlation. Autocorrelations are xx if we are talking about x of t for the random process x of t. If we will talk about the y of t, we can take Ryy of t. It means what? For the random process y of t. So here we can say for the cross correlation function, as if there are two random processes x of t and y of t, we can derive its cross correlation function as Rxx of t comma t plus tau, that will be equal to E of x of t into y of t plus tau. So here we can see if x of t and y of t are jointly WSS, wide sense stationary, if x of t and y of t both are WSS, and if its correlation function is independent of its absolute time parameter. So you can take its cross correlations as Rxy of t comma t plus tau, that will be equal to E of x of t, y of t plus tau, that will be equal to Rxy of tau. So we can say if two random processes x of t and y of t are jointly wide sense stationary, then its cross correlation function has following properties. These are Rxx of minus tau, that will be equal to Rxx of tau, Rxx of tau, that will be less than equal to square root of Rxx of 0 into Ryy of 0. So here we can see these properties already, these concepts we have seen. Only we are revising here. So we will see the main concepts only. So in previous session we have seen just about the stochastic process and its mathematical expression. and the different types of the random process like WSS. We have seen its mathematical calculations, autocovariance, cross covariance, mean. Now we can see in these cases the following physical interpretations are connected to the parameters of the stochastic process, and we can take here the mean x of t bar is proportional to the DC component of the signal. The squared mean value x of t bar is proportional to the power in the DC component of the signal. The mean squared x square of t bar is proportional to the total average power of the signal. The variance we are denoting by sigma. So we can say the variance sigma x square that will be equal to x square of t bar minus x of t bar square is proportional to the power in the time varying component of the signal, that is the AC power. And the standard deviation sigma x is the square root of the mean squared value of time varying component, that is root mean square value. So here we can see now about the Gaussian process. So we are saying Gaussian process is mainly useful in the communication system because we are saying that as a thermal noise. So thermal noise which is represented by the system device we can model as the Gaussian process, and we can say here as the name suggests, these processes are described by the Gaussian distributions, and we can take that as fx of x that will be equal to 1 upon sigma x square root of 2 pi e to the power minus in bracket x minus x bar square upon 2 sigma x square. So here we can say the Gaussian distribution is frequently encountered in engineering and in science when considering two jointly random variable x and y. At that time we will need here joint distributive functions. Then we have seen their different properties of the Gaussian, like if Gaussian process x of t, you can see here Gaussian process x of t, at that time we can say if it is applied to stable linear filter, at that time the output y of t which we will get at the output of filter, that will also be a Gaussian. So we can say Gaussian process are completely specified by their mean and its autocorrelation function. So that is nothing but mean E of x of t, and autocorrelation function are xx of ti comma tj, how many you will having the random process. So here we can say a wide sense stationary Gaussian process is also triple S, but vice versa will always not true. And if the joint Gaussian process x of t and y of t are uncorrelated, we can say these as a independent. And if the Gaussian process is passed through the linear time invariant system, then corresponding output will also work as a Gaussian process. We have seen the properties of the Gaussian. Then we have seen some mathematical calculations for the Gaussian process, like the mean, correlation functions, covariance functions. So here we can take its mean value of the discrete time process. We can take as E of x of n, that will be equal to integration minus infinite to infinite x of f of x comma n of dx. So here we can say when we are talking about the random process, at that time you will be needed here to calculate its power spectrum and the bandwidth. So when we want to see about the Fourier transform, at that time you can say there are lots of problems with the Fourier transform, like a theoretical description of the random process must basically start in the time domain. So here if we are saying about the power spectrum, at that time you can say it will have some properties like S of x, x of w, that will be greater than equal to 0, x f minus w, that will be equal to x of w for all real process x of t. So here we can say about the now bandwidth. The RMS bandwidth of the random process is defined using the second normalized moment of the power spectrum. So here we are denoting power spectrum by Sxx. So you can say you will get its bandwidth, that will be W square, that will be equal to integration minus infinite to infinite W square Sx W dW upon integration minus infinite to infinite Sx W dW. So we can say it will used only for low pass process, that is the process where you will needed the power spectra Sxw has significant value at W equal to 0 and at low frequencies, and the decreasing values are at increasing frequency. Then we have seen the some properties for that. Then we have seen random process through the LTI. It means what? The linear filtering of the random process. So here we can see when we will talk about the simplicity, we will consider only single input, single output, SISO system. So for more profound treatment, the generalization to the multiple input, multiple output is straightforward and require matrix description. So when we will talk about the random process through the linear filtering, we can take input signal x of t that will be converts into a corresponding output signal y of t. So here we can denote this by means of hypothetical operations t in bracket point. We are denoting here linear filtering like. So here you can see the diagram for general single input, single output, linear time invariant system. Here when we will talk about the linear time invariant, we can take y of t that will be equal to L of x of t. Here we are denoting the linear system by L in bracket point. So we have seen these concepts already. So here we are saying when we are supposed to follow the linearity of system at that time, if we are taking the input, set of input xn of t, that will corresponding a change into a output that is nothing but the set of output. So you will get yn of t. So we can say the system is to be linear if any arbitrary linear combination of input causes the same linear combinations of corresponding output. So you will get here x of n of t that will belongs to yn of t. That time you will get summations from n an xn of t that will belongs to summation n an of yn of t. So here we can say if a linear time invariant system with the impulse response h of t is excited by input signal x of t, then you will get output as y of t equal to integration minus infinite to infinite h of t x of t minus tau d2. Then we have seen the mathematical descriptions for the filtering of the linear filtering of the stochastic or the random process. How to derive its mean, autocorrelations, cross correlations, autocovariance, power spectral density. We have seen this concept. Then we have seen about noise band, Gaussian noise and the white noise. So here we can say a process x of t is band limited process if its power spectral density xw that will be equal to 0 outside the certain region of w axis. So for band limited filter the same definitions can be used, and provided that xw is replaced by h of w. So we have seen a few special cases for the band limited process. A process is called low pass process or the baseband. If you will get S of W equal to 0 when W is greater than 0, and it will not be equal to 0 if W is less than 0. Process is called band pass process if S of W is equal to 0 for all remaining value of W, and it will not equal to 0 for W0 minus W1 is less than equal to W is less than equal to W0 minus W1 plus W. The meaning we will see in the next session. Thank you.